Hi, this is Robert Kiyosaki, and you're listening to Capital Hacking. This is the most important thing you can listen to today.
You are invited. Yes, you. You are invited to the December 6th and 7th VIP experience called Learn and Grow. It's where the accountable equity investors who are already partners meet up with keynote speakers. We learn trends in alternative investing. We learn directly from our peers, and we also meet new friends. And we'd love for you to become a new friend of ours and benefit from this. I would call it an accredited investor mastermind, where there'll be keynote speakers like Gino from Jake and Gino and Julia Barbaro speaking on all topics related to alternative investing, family legacy, and incredible life-changing topics, as well as Jeff Rutt. Now, Jeff Rutt is famous for impacting the world with over a $1.5 billion measurable impact on the world's most needy. Cannot wait to share that story with you. Couple that with great massage treatments, unique chef experiences, the ice skating wonderland with 20 different amenities going on. Your kids will love it. You'll love it. Your spouses are going to love it. Everyone's going to love it. We made sure it meets all different personality types. It's a fun experience. It's time for us to break bread. We'd love to have you there.
Here's the one.
I have a dream.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I could do this all day.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Cinderella's story out of nowhere.
It's in the hole. That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Capital Hacking begins in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to The Big Show. Josh McCallen here with John Edwin. Welcome.
Yes. And guys, today we are actually, we're going to do a few of these. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. But Josh and I are going to take certain topics and just kind of discuss. So we'll sprinkle that in. We love interviewing amazing guests, but sometimes we're just going to sprinkle in some topics. And Josh was just telling me that Cody Sanchez recently posted one of the greatest life hacks is to marry well. What do you think about that, Josh?
Well, I'm pulling it up right now just so our audience can see it if they're watching YouTube. Yeah, so Cody, who has been a guest of ours on the show years ago, sadly, we got to get her back. But she drops this kind of thread on her LinkedIn every once in a while. It's not the first time. We could look it up. And she says it right there. I'm showing it on the screen. Marrying well is the biggest life hack of all. So 2 things catch your attention with that, right? Cody, so for those of you who don't know Cody Sanchez, dynamic lady, was in big time private equity at one point, but then wrote a thesis, basically a business plan on contrarian thinking, and she dove deep into her own. I think she has a mastermind and a content company, but her big claim to fame now is she says people should buy businesses if they want to build wealth.
Buy boring businesses if they want to acquire wealth.
So most of her stuff says that, right, John? I mean, most of her posts. But then she'll throw this one in there every once in a while. Marrying well is the biggest life hack of all. And it catches your attention because it's not what she writes about. That's, I guess, my point. And I think that's it. She doesn't defend it. She doesn't explain it. And I think you and I are here to defend it and explain it, right?
Yeah, this past week I was on another podcast being interviewed by Adam Labar. It's called the Biz Dads Podcast. It's a very good one if you're a father and looking to learn and grow. But I was interviewed, and one of the things that I said that he highlighted was, because he was asking me about fatherhood and what are the different things I do as a dad, how I show up for my kids. And the way I responded was, you can be a great dad. If you want to be a great dad, be a great husband. Yeah. And really that says it all, because your sons are going to see how you treat your wife, and they're going to emulate that, God willing. And then your daughter is going to see how you treat your wife, and she's going to have that expectation for a husband, right? What do you think, Josh?
Really beautiful reflection. So growing up without much of an intact family, I remember marrying my beautiful wife. Thank God Melanie accepted the invitation back when we were young. We were probably 21 when we got engaged. But here's the deal. Her dad was good to me, really good to me. You know, he grew up pretty humble, but he really thought his whole life's work was to be a great father. You could tell. And he was just great to me. And I actually, this is funny. I remember before there were other in-laws, because I was the first in-law. By the way, we should have a show called In-Laws Are Still Outlaws. No matter how close I was to my father-in-law, I always knew that I'm not really in the family. You know what I mean? It'll be fun, John, when you and I have this happen. We're going to be so good. I think we're both going to be pretty good at welcoming the in-laws in. But no matter what, when the daughter or the son who's really on the inside is mad at the outlaw, they become the outlaw. But no matter what, it's just probably the way it has to be. But he was so good to me that his example was always through his wife. So you are right about that. He loved his wife. He would do anything for his wife, which is my mother-in-law. And yeah, I think the other big thing about this life hack of Cody Sanchez that crosses my mind is comes to me from that show we did with Mr. Hale, Aaron Hale, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That I listened to again today. He talks about how you asked a great question out of, again, kind of, we were in the middle of business and then all of a sudden you said, how do you stay so positive? I mean, this could be depressing. This is, for those of you who haven't heard that episode yet, go back and listen to Aaron Hale, who had the war tragedy where he lost his sight and his hearing, and he's on our podcast. It's a whole story.
Basically, a bomb blew him up and he was put back together, and the guy is amazing.
Yeah, and he says how he gets through it is his family. So again, family starts with wife. The spouse is the beginning of the family. Remember that the spouse was there before the kiddios. And we all love our kids, but the spouse comes first in the sequence. And you can tell they must have really poured into him. And so it built back up his confidence, I'm sure, his peace. Because the guy has been through so much and really came across as joyful, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he was a case study of his
funny
wife
guy.
and family. And pretty funny. By the way, if you haven't heard that episode, you should go back and listen, because John and I are trying to be respectful of trying to figure out, are we allowed to laugh now or should we wait? Because we didn't know if it would interrupt his listening and hearing, because he wasn't hearing with his ears.
No.
I was thinking to myself,
it was some type of magnetic impulse that was sending signals to his brain to understand what we were saying. Like he couldn't hear us at all.
Hi, this is Melanie McCallen. Josh and I are just so grateful for the many investors who have already joined us at Accountable Equity. Accountable Equity is so much more than a capital group. It's really a community of accredited investors that want to learn and grow together. I just want to personally invite you, if you want to find out more about this type of investment and see if it's right for you and your family, please visit us at accountableequity.com.
Hey, it's Hal Elrod, author of The Miracle Morning, and you're listening to Capital Hacking. Enjoy.
Yeah, we're in real time, like you and I right now. I just jumped right in as you said something. I felt like we had to let the computer process, right? I mean, artificial.
I don't know,
but
how
he was quick. He was quick-witted anyway. I don't know how technology is helping that brother. He is. Yeah. He was quick as if. But what else would you love to share about your marriage?
Well, I think that parents, and Josh has 10 kids. I have 3 kids. So when you have one kid or many kids, I think moms and dads get caught up in being moms and dads. And especially you have to focus on continuously courting one another. I've always dated my wife. We just celebrated 24 years of marriage, and Christina is an amazing woman. So I'm very lucky, but I have always dated her. We've never stopped. We've always gone away every quarter. Even when the kids were young, we would have babysitting and somebody watching them so we could get away for a weekend. And then you can get back to being John and Christine and not just mom and dad, and recharge that marriage battery. So I think that there's a constant flow of courting your spouse, showing the love, and then also having open discussion with your kids. I mean, people talk about you shouldn't talk about finances with your kids or at the table or whatever. And maybe I think that's an old school belief. Christine and I always talk about whatever deals we're involved in with our kids. We always talk about our financials. We talk about our goals. We want them to openly talk, because if they can't openly talk at the table, where can they openly talk and ask questions?
Man, you just layered in a lot of great points there. And Christine is a talented lady in the world of business as well. I'm excited to have her list a few properties for our group. Excited about that. Yeah, so for me, to add to anything, I don't know if I can say anything more intelligent or articulate. I can't even keep up with you on this one. But I will say it does really start with the wife or the spouse. And maybe that's our message for today. Maybe that's it. It starts with loving them, and the children are the natural beneficiaries.
Yeah. Amen. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Till next time.
Damn straight. We just got we got to the end of another great show. And everyone listening right now, you're the family and friends. Thanks for staying till the end.
That was so fun. And hey, hit the like, hit subscribe. We're here to serve you guys. That's why we're doing this show. Josh is not paying me. I'm doing this off of my quote unquote sweat equity because we want to make a difference in your life. And then that ripple effect will continue to touch the world.
Hey, amen, brother. Please check us out on capitalhacking.com, all the social media threads. And yes, I know you've probably already sent this episode to one of your best friends. Thank you. We love you. Just go right into your iPhone, hit the plus symbol. We'll talk to you later. See you next week.
Share.